Hey heroes, Jonathan here at Night Knowledge. This video is going to be a beginner's guide or walkthrough, more of a walkthrough than a guide today. The reason why I didn't make any for my channel yet is mainly because before this game came out, there was a lot of big, strategy YouTubers that had their own videos already out, and I didn't figure I had too much to offer, being that I didn't have access to the game early. But I've played the game quite a bit, and my friend Jag was like, hey, I was looking into this game, but you don't have anything out about it. All I have are my faction videos, how to create factions, which is something I really enjoy about this game. So today's video, I'm going to go through the game. I'll take it slow so that if you don't have the game and you're wondering what it's about and to understand the concepts, this is what this video is for today. So Age of Wonders 4 is a turn-based strategy game. It's a 4X game. So if you're not sure what a 4X game is, it's a game like Civilization, Endless Legends, kind of like Stellaris, but Stellaris is more real time. So let's jump in. We got a few different modes, offline, solo, or you have multiplayer. And the first thing you're going to do whenever you start any game is you're going to pick what is called a realm. A realm are basically custom scenarios. Something that a lot of people were complaining about this game is that, unlike other maybe Age of Wonders games, which I honestly have not played, I've only played Age of Wonders 3 Planetfall, and I didn't particularly like that. It wasn't very easy for me to jump in. This game was actually very easy for me to jump in and understand. So basically, realms are custom scenarios. We start off as something as simple as Fields of Rebirth, where basically this is your tutorial or beginner's map, versus maybe you go to a story realm like Valley of Wonders, where there's actually a story to this scenario, and you get to make choices in it. Each realm has their own special things special to them. So for example, this Valley of Wonders has ancient ruins. So looks like ancient ruins that can be rebuilt and found into new cities. Crystalline abundance. So there looks like there's going to be a lot of mana nodes. So mana is going to be one of the currencies that you'll use, or resources that you'll use to cast spells. And this one has an uninhabitable underground. So the underground is smaller, and no throne city can be placed underground, because there will be 2 levels to most maps. The normal above ground and underground for like mole men, dark elves, all that stuff. So as you can see, there's a lot of different realms, a lot of different special modifiers to it, and of course you can create your own realm. That maybe there's a type of world that from your fantasy books or games that you want to recreate, you can do it through here. Today we're just going to do a simple Fields of Rebirth, and there's nothing special about this. Let's just read it. The returning wizard kings first preyed on small, bountiful, and harmonic realms to hone their skills. Will you be a protector or invader of this beautiful domain? So who are you? You are a wizard king, and you're coming to these mortal realms to dominate and control these worlds. How do you come to these lands? And this is it. Will you be like a protector or invader? So this one has the harmonious lands modifier, so that means that high tier ancient wonders are absent, and high tier infestation spawners are absent. So wonders are special locations on the map, which is kind of like an encounter. You go there and something happens there, and usually you have to fight. But if you win, you can annex that location and you get some really cool buffs. You'll get lots of resources, you'll get items and gear and experience. Infestation spawners are kind of the same thing. They're a special location or area on the map where if you don't destroy the infestation, they will actually start spawning monsters of that type, and it will start raiding your area or raiding the outlining area, and the infestation grows bigger and bigger over time. So it is a source of experience. At the same time, you do maybe want to get rid of it as soon as you can. So let's go. So we pick that. Then we get to pick the difficulty level: easy, normal, hard. Basically, from what I've seen in some discussions online, the difficulty dictates how many resources the computer gets. So we'll just do normal, and then you pick your faction. So as you can see, the game has given you tons and tons of pre-made factions, all with their own special builds. And as you can see here, I've made my own special builds as well. This is the thing I like most about the game, is that you can totally customize your faction to be the way that you want to play the game. So for example, I have charming spiders. I have a video on this, possibly one of the strongest builds in the game right now that for me, and it suits my playstyle, and probably the one I'm going to play today. It basically revolves around spider mounts, and the spiders have this ability to shoot webs in an AoE ranged, and it does a lot of damage, or hitting lots of people, it does a lot of damage. Or maybe I have K-Rid Ironclaw over here. This is my Necromancer build. I don't feel necromancy is very strong in the game right now, but I haven't played like a long scenario, which maybe that's when it flourishes. I have more of a mage build right here with Preya Mage Claw, where we are focusing on casting a lot of spells, and that my spellcaster units does more damage. But for now, I'm going to stick with Alcedes Spiderfang. And let's take a quick look at him. So first things first, you pick the form of your people, which is Elfkin. So actually, let me edit. We'll start here. So as you can see, the first thing you do when you customize a race is that, or a faction, is you pick the physical form. The physical form has no bearing on anything in the game other than the look. So if you want your guys to look like elves, have them start as elves. You want to have them look like rats, you just do it. Then you pick the body traits. So as you can see, when you click here, there's this list of body traits that you can give to your faction. So you can make your units all have 10 plus hit points. You can have them be more resistant to magical attacks. You can give them special mounts. So in this case, I gave my faction the spider mounts. And then for the mind trait, it's the same thing. If it allows me to click off, you get different types of mind traits. So maybe your units will gain experience faster, or maybe they'll have faster initiative on their first turn of combat. For me, I've selected Underground Adaptation, and what happens when you pick an adaptation, as you can see here, there's 4 of them. When you pick an adaptation, your starting city, called your throne city, will start in that biome. So, because usually there are negative things that happens. Usually you can't build farms in those specific biomes, and then it costs more movement points. So if you have that adaptation, you can move faster through it, and then you can also build farms. And say if you have underground adaptation, you also get a starting bonus of a special skill called excavation, which allows you to cut through rock. Okay, so next thing is you're picking your culture for your faction. So the culture has a big effect on your game in that it dictates what is their focus. So as you can see, this is an industrious faction, and it focuses on production. So being able to build, say, buildings or say units. Whereas maybe the feudal culture focuses on food income. Food income is important so that you grow your city. Whenever you grow in population, you annex a new province, so your reach becomes wider. So once again, I've picked the industrious culture, and it dictates the type of structures you're going to find in this playthrough, but also it dictates the units that your starting units you're going to have. So the industrious culture, if you watched my unit analysis video, you're going to see that the industrious culture focuses around having very strong shield units, whereas say the dark culture focuses around having what's it called, shock units. So they have ground shock units and mounted shock units. So whereas say the mystics, they'll have more casters. And now I have to back up because I didn't do that right. So let's go back here. Let's go back to edit because I selected out of it. So the culture dictates the type of buildings you're going to have, is going to dictate the type of units, your base units you're going to have. It also gives you some other things, such as my units get bolstering whenever they get hit in combat. Basically, it's a temporary buff that increases their defense, their physical defense or magic defense. So the more you hit them, the less damage they take as an industrious culture unit. And then we got something special called scout prospecting. We'll talk about it when we see it. Another big part of customizing your faction is the society traits. So as you can see, there's a lot of society traits, and as you play the game, you're going to unlock experience levels of your what's called your pantheon, and that will allow you to unlock further things, such as silver tongued. This is something I unlocked in the game. So when you start this game, you won't actually have silver tongued available to you, but if you play enough, like I did, you'll eventually get this as well. Basically, what this does is this gives you a way to specialize, make your faction more unique. So what I've done is Shadow Walkers. This gives me better vision. It gives my scout units universal camouflage, making them invisible. And when I make outposts, it starts with a watchtower, so I don't have to make it manually. And then you get starting bonuses, like I already have a buff to my scout units, and there's no upkeep, as well as getting an extra scout unit. And the silver tongued society trait, basically it makes pronouncements, which is kind of like an agreement with other major factions, cost 50% less. And then when I trade with free cities, it doesn't cost me anything. So usually there's a cost, so I can maybe trade gold to get food from them, or maybe I'll trade mana and they will give me gold. Usually I have to pay something, and then the other faction will give me something. With silver tongued, you don't pay anything at all, and they just give you stuff for free. So this faction is about scouting, is about using your scouts to fight and to be invisible, but at the same time to find these other free cities to trade with them. So I get a lot of free resources. So then, in terms of customizing your faction, there is the first tome. And as you can see, my first tome is going to be Tome of the Horde. And what tomes is in this game is that this is your form of research in the game. It's not researching actual technologies, but it's researching tomes of magic. And in the tomes, there is special things. There's units like this. I can unlock the Houndmaster, or maybe I'll unlock what's called a minor race transformation. So this will transform your entire race into something. So in this case, Spawnkin, which is smaller, more numerous units. And what this does is that it basically gives a 20% damage buff. It will give you summoning spells maybe, so I can summon a random tier 1 non-scout unit. Or maybe there's a buff spell, or maybe there's an offensive spell. So that's what all these things are. Basically what you're looking at when you put your cursor on it, you're looking over here, this is a damage spell right here, or this is a buff spell, or this is an actual unit unlock. So you're unlocking a unit. So if your opponents don't pick the Tome of the Horde, they're not going to have the Houndmaster as an option to make in their city, but you might. You also get bonuses to affinities when you pick tomes. As you can see, based on my culture and my society choices, I have these affinities in the top left. And this affects you in certain ways, sometimes small, sometimes big. Basically, near the mid to end game, when you're unlocking high tomes of magic, because we're only looking at tier 1 right now, the higher tomes require certain amounts of affinity to be able to actually research into it. So I believe when you go into tier 4, you need to have at least 6 affinity in that specific affinity to be able to start researching it. So we selected the Tome of the Horde because I want my scouts to be buffed and then they'll do more damage. That's one of the main reasons for this one. And then you pick the type of ruler that you're going to start off with, whether it's a champion or a wizard king. And as you can see when you put your cursor on it, they have different effects. So a champion, you get more gold, better city stability. Stability is what that does is if people are happy, they generate more. If they're unhappy, they generate less income, and then they might want to break off and like rebel. It says here non-hero units gain 20% more experience, and then you have better relations with free cities. So I believe with this build, my starting ruler is a champion. Whereas if you pick a wizard king, you know, what do wizards do? They cast spells. So as you can see, a lot of spell-based casting buffs. And then at that point, you pick, you customize a whole ton of things. What your character looks like, what your base race looks like, you know, what does your symbol look like, and the color, and so forth. So there's a lot of customization to this game. And then in the last screen, you get to pick your title, and then you give first, last names, and your race name. So I spent a lot of time on that, so let's get out of that and let's just jump into the game. So I'm gonna go with Alcides Spiderfang once again, Tome of the Horde, Spider Mounts, Underground Adaptation, their industrious culture with Shadow Walkers and Silver Tongued. So my goal basically in this game is I'm gonna use my scouts to explore the map, find every single free city. I'm gonna make friends with them, I'm gonna trade with them, and hopefully make them my vassals so that they come to my aid for battles versus them becoming other people's vassals and then I have to fight them. And then I'm also going to be using those same scouts to also fight, and I'm going to have them also do the scout prospecting. So let's jump in. So remember, here's a recap of your build. And if you remember, my character has the underground adaptation. So you'll see on the screen right here, I'm actually in the underground biome right now. I'm not on the above ground. So if say you do the Arctic adaptation, your beginning area will be in an Arctic area, a wintry area. So when you start the game, you get some starting magics or things already researched. So I have Fury of the Horde, which is a buff spell. I have Bolstering Chant, a healing spell, and I have this Wayfinder enchantment, which is for my scouts. Looking close over here, as you can see, this is 2 different stacks of armies that I have. Here's my hero, and I have a support unit. I have a shield unit, an archer unit, and 2 scouts, and I have another scout right over here, which is perfect. I'm going to have my scout take a look at this spot here. It's a cartographer. It's going to, moving here costs a certain amount of movement points, which is dictated by this right here. And I'm going to move there, and it's going to reveal something for me. So it's revealed a distant area, the demi-giant ruins. So that's that. I'm going to move my guy to here. Okay, and I'm going to move it right here. So remember, something about the industrious culture is they got something special called scout prospecting. It's an ability in certain provinces. So maybe if I click on here, let's see if I click. So if I click on here, can I click on it again? So as you can see with these green lines, these are all different provinces. So certain provinces have certain things. So this one has a cavern floor, mountains, stalagmites, and mushroom forest. And because it has both mountain and stalagmites, I'm able to do something special that only my type of industrious culture can do, which is called Prospect Province. So it has a random chance to give me either production, gold, or a hero item. Let's see what it gives me. So as you can see, it gave me 58 production right there. It uses up the rest of my unit's movement points, and my throne city has a little bit more production to build something a little bit faster than anyone else. So let's take a look. This is the town. We can rename it by clicking here if we feel like it. This is the income or the current production, food, production, draft. Food is to grow your population. It's telling me here that in 3 turns, I'm going to gain 1 population from 1 to 2, and then we are going to be able to annex one of these adjacent provinces to the actual throne city. So, and see, I have a little preview of what I can make. I can make a quarry only in this province, while this province over here allows me to make 4 different things. A farm, a research post, which gives you basically, you know, more research for those tomes, or I can build a conduit, which will give me more mana. So I am going to make, I think I'm going to make a workers farmstead. So as you can see here, it's going to take me 3 turns. It's going to cost me 60 gold. My main resources are at the top. Gold, mana, and this is world map casting points. We won't use this too much. We'll be focusing on gold. So I'm going to make this, and basically by making this building in my city, it's going to give me +5 to production, +5 to food, which, you know, means that I'm going to build buildings faster. I'm going to grow my cities faster. And then it tells you it unlocks the Grand Mill, which is another structure which increases production by 5, but food income even higher. So that's actually really good. I like this. I'm going to take that. I could queue up more stuff. I don't want to do that right now. I could also make units, which I actually will. I'm going to make, as you can see here, based on my town hall level, which is only level 1 right now, I can make tier 1 units. So I can make a scout unit, a ranged unit, or a shield unit. Obviously, shield units are about, you know, tanking, obviously ranged and scouting. But I have a special thing because I have the spider mount ability or trait. My scout units start off with spider mounts, meaning that they have a special attack, which, as you can see here, is web. So I'm going to go build that, use up some more of my gold, and let's take a look. So as you can see on the map, there are a few different things around. There's some gargoyles over here. They're guarding something. They're guarding a production stash, which will give me more production. Or this marauder army is guarding an ore or an iron vein. So let's go fight. This is the big part of the game, and this is the part that really attracted me to the game, the combat. If you don't have good combat, don't talk to me. So as you can see, we're about to engage in battle. We can choose to retreat if we want. We can auto combat, and I heard that the computer is pretty good at auto combat. I'm here to play combat, so I always play all combat. So shows who I'm going to face off against. 2 gargoyles, which are shock units. Shock units are about dealing straight up damage, but usually not really good at, you know, consistent, like just fighting and hitting many times. So they're moving. So there they are over there. Here's my team over here. This unit here with the crown, that is your leader or your hero. As you can see at the bottom, there's a lot of information here. The name, the level, the 2 symbols here. The shield is your defense. That is your physical resistance. This is your magical resistance. How many action points you have. So as you can see, as I move closer to my enemy, it uses more action points. So I can go up all the way here and still do one thing. Some actions require more action points. So as you can see here, I need all 3 action points. Basically, I can't move, but I'll be able to use my web ability. But right now, I'm going to let them come to us since I have some archers. So I'm going to put my guy right here. And actually, I forgot what my guy starts off with. My starting hero, as you can see here, he has a hammer, and he has a shield, and he has a spider mount, and he has more slots for other things down the road. So the hammer, you know, it's just a standard one-handed weapon. You know, one-handed weapons, they're not great, but then you have a shield, so you have more defense than the average unit. I'm going to move my shield units up right here, and I'm going to move my archers a little closer. How about right here? I'm going to use I have my 2 scout units right here. I'm going to move them up closer. Maybe here's fine. And I have my support units, kind of like my healers. The cool thing about this unit is that we can cast this, grant defense. It only needs 1 action point, and it'll add bolstering, basically add 2 stacks of defense. So I'm going to put it on my shield units. As you can see here, now they have a buff right there. So I don't need to do anything else. So I can either just end the turn, and any units where I didn't give them any specific actions, they will then go to defense mode. Usually defense mode gives them more defenses, both physical defense or magical defense. As you can see here, my tier 1 shield unit has 7 physical defense, which is really high. When they go into defense mode, they get 2 more, so really high. So defense mode is up. I should have, and I kind of sped that up. I'll slow it down next time, but you can press the right mouse button to let your enemies just go quicker. So let's see. Next turn, the shock units are going to be able to hit us. So the question is, what do we do? Let's see. So here, this is my hero. I'm going to use the web ability. Does 12 damage, which usually technically is not too much, but it's going to hit damage in a 1 tile hex radius. So it'll actually hit 2 people. So let's hit them. 12 damage. So they're both immobilized. So you know what I'm going to do actually now? I'm going to move both. I'm going to use move my units a little bit closer now, knowing that they're both immobilized. My archer cannot shoot yet, but as you can see, as I move my cursor a little bit closer, there are percentages appearing over the top of my enemies. So it's telling me if I move to this spot, I'll have only 2 action points left, but I have a 70% chance to hit those guys. If I go here, I have only 1 action point left. I'll have a 70% chance to hit the guy further away, a 90% chance to hit closer. And now the thing is that you got to remember, this is actually a crossbowman. You know, crossbowmen, they shoot, then they have to reload. So their attack only needs 1 action point, but it will only shoot once. Whereas a bowman with an actual bow, if they have additional action points, they will fire volleys of shots. So they do have a special thing called overdraw crossbow, where it uses up all of their action points, meaning that they would have had to start their turn without having moved, and then they shoot. So what I will actually do is I'm going to move my guy over here, and I'm going to use this ability, and I'm going to shoot this guy over here to do damage. There you go. And then we got these guys right here. I'm going to move this guy a little closer, and I'm going to have him shoot his steel blast. So it has a 4 tile range. I'm looking right here. It has a 90% chance to hit usually, and it'll do 16 damage. It only requires 1 action point, but you can't do it multiple times. So I'm just gonna shoot this guy. Let's see if it hits. And sometimes if the chance to hit is really low, it will actually you might do friendly fire. So you got to be careful when you're doing range with low accuracy. So I'm gonna go weaken this guy a little bit. And the thing about the scouts is that although we can't use their web ability, the scouts do shoot, but they don't shoot very hard, at least at the beginning. Okay, so we're done. We can cast spells because we're on the second turn of combat. We're not on the first turn of combat. And as you can see, when you click on here, it shows you the different spells. It shows you how much mana it's going to cost, and then to balance the game from casters and non-casting units or armies, there is what is called combat casting points. So I can only cast a total of 30 combat casting spells in this entire combat right here. Even if I have additional mana left over, if I use up the 30 casting points, that's it. You know, so see here, I can cast this spell, Bolstering Chant. It'll temporarily heal my unit and give them defense. It'll use up 10 mana and 10 of my 30 combat casting points. I'm not going to do anything right now. I don't need anything. So there you go. Okay, so they are healing themselves. So you know what I'm going to do? Okay, so now first things first, I am going to have my scouts use their web ability. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to hit it. 12 more damage. The problem is when these guys don't do anything and just defend, they gain health back. So they're getting some temporary health back. I want to shoot that as well. There we go. 12 more damage. They're almost dead. You'll notice that as you do enough damage to these stacks, they're losing some of their figurines or the units in the stack. And when you see loss of units, that means that they actually will do less damage than if they were at full strength. So I'm going to have my archer here. We're going to use the three action point attack. So I can use this one where it only uses up, this will use up all of his actions, whether or not he has extra, because he's a crossbowman. But he has this special ability called Overdraw. It'll use up all 3 action points, meaning he can't move, but it'll do 30 damage versus 20 damage. I'm looking up here for that information. So let's see. I'm going to go for the higher chance to hit. There we go. Nice amount. Still got a few guys. Let's see if we can finish off this guy. 70% chance. Yep, he's dead. Okay, so before this unit attacks him, I'm going to have my hero run in. Oh, and do very little damage. Okay, and let's see. I'm going to go here. I'm going to have him face the right way, and then I'm going to use his ability called Taunt. So basically, it causes the enemy to target the tauntee, and it puts him in defense mode, giving him more armor. So let's do that. 90% chance to taunt, and he's taunted. There we go. So when I end combat, these gargoyles will definitely attack my anvil guard, but they have very high defense right now. There you go. Only 6 defense. Okay, and that's that. We're gonna shoot again. There's 70% chance. Let's hope nothing bad happens. We don't shoot anyone in the back. We did not. We're gonna have the scout shoot, and then we're gonna have the other scout shoot. There we go. A little bit of a death animation. There you go. Victory. So whenever you do battle, you will gain some experience for your units. Let me quickly show you that, what happened there. So as you can see, lots of information. The main thing right now is that as units gain experience, they'll gain ranks. And the higher the ranks, they get certain things. Usually it's health, but at certain levels, like when this unit becomes an elite, they get more defense. Or if they become legends, they get exalted defense. So they'll have a ton of extra defense than the standard recruit units. Okay, so my team has run out of action points. We have set our production already. Now we have to set our research, or arcane research. So it focuses on, so when research, how it works is that it works on your current tome plus any of your existing tomes, and is random. And if you don't like what you have been given to choose, you can shuffle. You can pay some mana to reshuffle, get a new random assortment of things that you can research. You can also lock. You can lock certain things. So if say I like the Blaze of the Horde and I like the Houndmaster, I can lock the Blaze of the Horde, learn Houndmaster right now, and the next time I have to research, Blaze of the Horde that was locked will show up again. It'll guarantee it'll show up next time. But I am going to go for, I was hoping for Spawnkin, and I don't have very much mana, so I'm just going to go with the Houndmaster right now, which once again is a ranged unit. What's special about it is that at the beginning of the match, it automatically summons a Warhound, so it gives you more units on the ground. So there you go. It's going to take 4 turns for that to be researched. So as you can see here, here's a recap. We reproduced the workers' farmstead already. Oh, so because we defeated those gargoyles, they were on top of production, and that helped us already on the very first turn complete that other building that gave us food and production. So now we have a choice. I think I'm going to go make a vendor. I like vendors because gold is very important in the game. In the early game, you have lots of it. In near the mid or end game, you're always running out of money, I feel. So a vendor, as you can see, is a city structure. It gives you gold income. So it's going to go from 88 to 98, and it unlocks more buildings, and it tells you if we had a farm, it would be easier to make it, but we don't have anything that boosts it. So we'll do that right now. And that's it. That's the end of our turn. So now our opponents go. And let's see. What can our scouts do? Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to go over here. Oh, there we go. There's some more stuff. So as you can see, here is a mana node. So if we annex this place, we're going to get extra mana income. There is some units guarding this mana node over here. So that's interesting. And as the scout can see where we can scout prospect. So this province right here, I can scout prospect and hopefully get some more resources. Let's go do another fight. This one's a little bit riskier. As you can see here, it has a battle mage unit, tier 2, and it has 2 tier 1 units, shield units. They are actually interesting shield units. They're ethereal. So we're going to manual fight this. And because we engage combat with them, they get the first move. I am going to increase speed on their end. Okay, so now I am going to move my team right. Let's see, I think that is a barrier right there. So I'm going to stop. I wonder what I should do. I'm going to move here. I'm going to move here. I'm going to move archers here. Spiders here. Spiders here. And support right here. Okay, so basically, you know, your tanks guarding your squishy people. So our turn is done. And everyone will go into defense mode. Anyone that didn't get told to do anything. So they're getting closer. I am not going to do anything. I might cast a spell. Not yet. I'm not going to cast any spells yet. I could web, but I want to get all 3 of them. So I need them to get a little bit closer to me. I should have. Uh-oh. So battle mage shot but missed. Here comes the guards. There's retaliation depicted by the number of what's it called, swords there. So there we go. So, okay, so now they're closer and they did not bunch up as I hoped. So I'm still so I think I'm going to target it like this because the battle mage is what's going to be doing damage to me. Before I do anything though, I am going to do a spell, this one here. All friendly tier 1 units become strengthened, which basically increases damage by 10%. So let's cast that. As you can see, it shows which units are going to get affected. My archers, my scouts, and my tanks. My hero doesn't get affected, nor does my support, but that's okay. Okay, they're all strengthened. You can see the little symbols right there to indicate that they've been buffed. Let us also, let's see. So I'm going to cast web and hit these 2 guys. 18. So as you can see, that was 44 damage. 44 damage for 1 unit. That is more than this guy could do with 1 shot. So that is pretty amazing. That's why I like this build. There we go. I am going to do, let's see, should I do 1 more? Look at that. There we go. So 3 units down, and 1 is gravely wounded. I'm going to have this guy shoot here. Only 60% chance to shoot, not great. Still, cancels their retaliation. And 20%, 60%. I don't like the chances to hit. So I'm actually just going to buff this guy. Okay. I'm going to have my hero now. Oh yeah, my hero did his ability. So I'm actually going to have these guys attack. Finish these guys off. Retaliation. Second attack. Second action point. Third action point. Because something I failed to show. As you can see here, when it has this kind of like eclipse symbol right here, that means that if you have additional action points, it will keep hitting, keep using each action point. So it had, all units have 3 action points, it hit 3 times. And now it's this 1 unit left. And as you saw, there is morale in this game. So let's take a quick look at morale. Morale is affected by usually when you gain, when you defeat units, you gain morale. When you lose units on your side, you lose morale. And if you have high morale, that means a higher crit chance. If you have a low morale, you have a chance of what's called fumble. You do less damage, or you might even get routed. Like, so your guys might actually flee from battle. So this guy has bad morale, so he'll be fumbling more. So let's have my scouts shoot first. And I'm going to speed up time just to, for the sake of, because I haven't done too much in this video other than show you the game. I'm going to just keep shooting. Yeah, see, they totally missed. Not great. Grazed. So I'm going to finish them off. There you go. Okay. As you can see, my army is losing health. They do get some health back every turn. They get more health, I think maybe 3 times as much health when you are in your home province or within your zone of influence. So we were able to defeat those guys. We got some production, so something is done. So the vendor was completed as well, so which is great. I am going to select the shrine now. This will give us mana income because our mana income isn't very high. So that'll be completed in 4 turns, but let's see what happens when we scout prospect. I'm going to go a little bit closer to the edge. There you go. We can scout prospect in the next province as well. So I'm going to prospect it, giving us more production. And now instead of 4 turns, it's only 3 turns to make it. Okay, end of the turn. Let's see. Oh, you know what I should have done? I did not use my turn effectively. So I am going to prospect this spot as well. Got some money that time. But what I have to remember, I have this special ability called excavating. So I can excavate and turn these kind of like dirt-looking provinces and uncover what's there. You can unlock things from the Empire Development screen. This is the Empire Development based off your affinities. So depending on what you picked at the beginning of the game and through the tomes that you research, you're going to unlock these different trees. So as you can see, I have it evenly split between Chaos, Materium, and Shadow. So I'm slowly gaining points in technically 4 trees in the 3 trees we just talked about, plus the general tree as well. So as you can see, I start off with technically 2. Because of my society choices and my culture choice, I start off with 2 things already unlocked before I normally could even do it. I have excavating, and then I have diplomatic focus, which gives me an additional whispering stone, which is used to gain allegiance with free cities. So when you unlock it, you unlock this through a resource called Imperium, which you gain over time. I forget how you specifically get this type of income. There are various buildings and things you can do to gain Imperium. You use them to unlock certain things, such as, say here, if you defeat an infestation, you get a unit based on the infestation you defeated. So maybe it's a spider infestation, maybe it's bandits. So if you defeat this infestation, you'll get a unit based on that for only 50 Imperium. You basically turn it on, and whenever you defeat an infestation, that triggers. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's see, here's our scout. Our scout can go. I am going to have the scout, let's go as far as he can. And we will also prospect right here. We got some more money, so that's a good thing. Okay, day 4. Oh, we have another scout created. That was nice and fast. We'll have the scout take a look over here, actually. We'll have him excavate this spot over here. Right there. And see, as you can see here, you remember there's this big piece of dirt here. So we finished excavating. There wasn't anything here. Sometimes there's special nodes. Sometimes there's treasures. Sometimes there's enemies waiting. So you got to be careful. So now the question is, I'm gonna move my guy over here, and now we are going. I'm doing this so that I heal up faster, my hero, but also that we can excavate this spot right here. Okay, and then my scout is gonna go over here. There should be some sort of way to get to the surface. Not here though. Usually there's some way to get to the surface, but I have not encountered it yet. That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird that I haven't encountered a thing to the surface. Okay, so we finally gained 1 population, meaning that we can now annex an adjacent province. So as you can see here, these are all the provinces that we can do. There's all the different types of buildings we can do. We can always change our mind down the road, and it just takes time to change it. But I'm likely going to pick, as you can see here, this province right here has a mana node. So I get an additional resources. So if I make a forester, I'll get the normal forester income. So I get 2 food, 3 production, but I get 10 additional mana. Whereas if I make the mana-based structure, which is the conduit, I get the 5 from the conduit plus still the 10. So it's a huge buff to mana or research, or I can make the farms. Most likely right now, I'm going to go with the research post because I see another mana node right here, and I want to increase the rate in which I research. So we're going to pick that. There we go. So that is a turn done. Oh, there we go. And as you can see here, oh my goodness, that's a lot of bad guys right there. So not great. So you know what I'm going to do? Hey. I think we should still be okay. Low risk battle. Let's give it a try. So as you can see, five skeleton units. So what I want to do is I want to try to find some sort of place I can bottleneck my enemies. And I sped up time. So as you can see here, it looks like there's a nice spot right there. Question is, can my shield units get there in time? Not really. So we're going to go here, face them the right way, put them in defense mode, and then we'll get our other units a little closer. You here, you here. I'm going to put you, let's see, how far can they go? Okay, I'll put them right here. And then this guy right here. And we will put, we will buff. Let's see, what's the other ability? Okay, so this is a buff. And this is a thing that removes the buff, but then gives that heals. And this is actually, of all the base healers, this can be one of the weakest heals, or this can be an extremely strong heal, because you could have, I believe, 5 stacks of bolstering. Plus, I guess you get bolstering of resistance. So technically, if you got bolstered in full resistance, full defense, that'd be 10 times 8, so that would be 80 health. But it's unlikely a unit survives that many hits. So I'm gonna just put the standard buff on my shield guys. Okay, and we're done. Let's see what the... Oh, they don't want to come close. Good. That works out in our favor. I'm gonna move our shield guys up just a little bit. I'm gonna move my... God, oh, I shouldn't have done that. One thing I wish that there was is a undo move, but because I could have probably webbed from that range, but that's okay. Let's see. I can't shoot with my archers, so I'll shoot now. Well, graze. Okay, let's get these guys a little bit closer, and I'll shoot with their cheesy shots. Okay. my enemies are going to do a lot of damage next turn. Can't really do anything. We could bolster people, maybe give them temporary hit points, but temporary hit points I don't believe goes above their max, so it'd be a waste right now. So we're just going to shield wall it up. They're going to charge and start doing damage to us. These are polearm units, which are good against cavalry, which, as you can see, they're doing extra damage to me because I'm on a mount. Thankfully, my hero has a lot of health. As you can see, they're nice, bunching up like nice, good people. So I'm going to start webbing up and doing maximum damage. As you can see, look, one web, we're going to be doing what? 12 times 5 damage, 60 damage, possibly. But that was more than 60 damage right there. So that was amazing. We're going to do it again with the other scout. And one more time with my hero. Look at that. And now my archers, let's actually get the guy in the back. So we'll have him hit him. So as I was saying, sorry, the polemen, they're good at mounted units, right? But they're not the best at actually defense. Like they can't actually take hits very well as like say shield units. So here's my archers. Let's finish it off. There we go. And maybe my oh, my guy's already moved. So maybe I will move my shield units. And the thing is, with the pole arm units, they have a first strike ability. And yep, that's that. The one unit attacks, and there's going to be retaliation. There we go. In a normal situation, you would be in trouble with that type of battle if you had just normal non-spider mounts. But as you can see, the spider mounts is very powerful. So as you can see, actually my hero leveled up, so I can go here to this screen, and then we can level them up. As you can see, there's a few different areas or categories. Warfare, which usually directly affects the hero. There is battle magic, which gives usually your hero spellcasting abilities. And then there's support. So this is about helping your army. And actually, this type of build is about making your army do more damage, not specifically you. So we're going to give them the Battle Seeker training. This will give all tier 1 units, including your scouts, 20% additional damage. So that web attack, 20% more damage. So I'm going to confirm. And as you can see, at levels 5, 10, 15, and 20, there are what's called signature skills, special abilities that you give to your heroes that can really have big effects. Like maybe you can summon a huge elemental or a huge animal, cast big spells, maybe cast like summon 3 undead. We're not going to get to there tonight, but yeah, that's just a preview of the future. So that's that. Next unit. So what do we got here? We have, whoa, that's a lot of units. Okay. Okay, and what's over here in this corner? Nothing over here. Can you excavate that, or is that too far away? That's too far away. Okay, this is weird. I've never encountered it where there's no opening to the surface. So that's cool. That's cool though. So let's see. Let's put my scout unit over here. And there's water here. So if I do spend 50 Imperium, I could have my scout units maybe go up this waterway, maybe find something over there. You know what? And I'll do that right now. So let's unlock it. And down the road, we'll do that. But first things first, we are going to scout or prospect it. Got some money. And because we're right next to here, we're going to excavate right there. And then we finished researching Houndmaster. We will have a new unit that we can create. Let me just show you actually. So here in the research or the recruit units page, we now have the Houndmaster, a tier 2 unit. It will cost 100 gold, so much more gold. It does have a 12 gold upkeep, unlike say the scouts, or like it looks like all tier 1 units have 8, tier 2 has 12. And it will take longer to build. So the thing about this build is it's all about the scouts. So we're just going to keep pumping out the scouts for now. So we finished the shrine, and that means we have more mana. And now what are we going to make? We're going to make maybe a library now to get more research. Okay, so that's done. Okay, looks like, oh, so we opened up that area. Unfortunately, there was nothing too interesting over there. Oh, so we can scout prospect this spot. So I'm gonna scout prospect here. Oh, look at that, we got a unicorn. So we can actually open my hero screen, and as you can see here, I can give them a unicorn. And a unicorn is a tier 2 mount. It's what's special is it has a special ability, which is phase. So it costs 1 action point. So I think it just uses up 1 but doesn't use it all up. And you can move to a target hex, so to avoid an attack of opportunity basically. So but this, once again, this build is all about the spider mounts, so we're just going to keep these spiders. But as you can see, you can switch it in and out whenever you like. So this guy here, he's going to excavate right here. So making better use of their time. So I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to excavate. You know what? I should be able to actually cancel. I'm going to go into the water. Oh, look at that. Meeting hostile Triway. Duke Portus Shepherd of the Free City Triway greets you with hostility. We Mucus Watchers of Triway will fight for our freedom and stand against anyone who threatens our free city, even when they are led by a first protector like you. The blood of invaders, thieves, and spies will nourish the fields. You are at war with Triway. So not ideal. If I put my cursor on them, I can take a look. So they have special traits of resilient. So it'll be harder to cast, to inflict afflictions on these guys. So like burning, freeze, poison, they won't. It'll be harder to affect them with that. They have underground adaptation as well, so that's why they're starting here. They're a feudal culture based on food, and they have a special thing, stand together, so they deal more damage when they are adjacent to each other. They're also casters, so that's an interesting combination. Let's inspect them. So I cannot make peace. So I have to wait 5 turns to negotiate with them. Okay. So this is a free city, not a major opponent. So that's okay right now. But there are a lot of them. There's a lot of them. They have a lot of units. So not ideal. But you know what? I am going to still excavate right here. And where am I going to go next? Maybe I'm going to go fight those birds up there. So I'm going to move up a little bit over here. I'm going to set a new research. And there's a thing I wanted. Spawnkin. Remember, there was that race transformation. So this will make us smaller, increasing the number of units in our stack and increasing damage. So I was hoping to get that earlier, but that's okay. And now it's alerting us that new things are available. So as you can see, we have enough affinity to unlock these things. So I gain 50 knowledge per level of hero defeated in combat. That's pretty good. That means you'll be able to research things when you defeat heroes. We have Call of Chaos. Defeating an infestation grants you a unit based on the infestation defeated. Or here, if we make outposts, it costs 50% less gold, takes 1 less turn, and it starts with a palisade. Very good, but I don't need it right now. I'm not going to actually use it, so I like to just not touch it until I actually need it. And that's my turn. Okay, another day, day 7. Oh, the prying eyes of Triway. A man lies before you, raw agony reflected in his face. Please, I'll do anything. Please don't kill me. Your prison warden yanks the iron leash of the townsman. Caught spying for Triway. An audible gasp echoes through the chamber. Every courtier expresses their shock, saying they would never do such a thing, not for any reward. The spy continues to plead. Porthos Shepherd will kill my family. Please, I am no one. I meant no harm to your vast empire. So these are just random events that happen, which I love. And then you get to choose your response. So we can hang them from the gate. It gives us evil alignment. And also our relations with Triway gets worse for 18 turns. Or I could use him to feed information to Porthos Shepherd, which will give which will give us better relations with them, which is something I do want. Or I can shepherd him, or sorry, I can ransom him and get money. Or I can set him free and then I get alignment. Alignment has certain effects in the game. Free cities will like you more if you're good. And it has certain things. But right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use him to feed favorable information to him because I want to be friends with this free city so I can trade with them. There we go. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go attack some more. Oh, another event. Your troops rush a group of winged creatures, but notice that they neither attack nor retreat. Your foes fly around the area, flapping their wings, making alarm noises. They don't wish to engage your superior numbers, but appear loath to retreat too. It seems they are protecting some nearby nests. Will you allow the airborne beasts to retreat with their eggs, or will you attack? So, we got a few options. Call them. So this will have you fight. You'll gain evil alignment, and you'll fight them. Or you can let them go. The army will be removed and you gain good alignment. Or if we had something is preventing us from, doing this option for some reason. But here's a third option, which would be to block production, so we don't build anything for 4 turns, and then we gain stability, and then the army will be removed. So I'm going to try to be good only for the fact that I want to have a good alignment, meet lots of free cities, make friends with them, trade with them, and so forth. Besides, there's lots of things to fight on this map. So I'm going to head towards this way where there is 4 lesser stone spirits and a copper golem. So let's go over here. I am actually going to keep the scout right here. I'm going to have him excavate. Okay, and this guy over here has revealed this. I am going to go right here. He disembarked. I'm going to scout the prospect or the province first. Got some production, and then we are going to excavate right here. Just keep making best use of our turns. We built a library thanks to that production. So what are we going to do here? We can make quarries. Once again, that increases production. Farms, that increases food. We have a mine here, or we can make a mine, which will give us gold, and there's an iron deposit on this province, gaining us more production. There is a gold vein right here, and that'll give us additional gold. Or we can go over here and get more mana. So I think I'm going to go for the more mana, but we're going to go with the research right now. There we go. So we got 2 research posts. We can at any time change it. As you can see here, you just click on the province. You click on this thing here, and you can change it. It doesn't cost you any money, just costs you time. So that means you want to make a good choice right at the beginning. Let's choose something to build. Things are taking a little bit longer now. I'm going to go with I kind of want the grand mill. Maybe it won't take 8 turns because of the bonuses we're getting. So we'll do that. Okay, let's go. Day 8 dawns. Okay, so let's see. I have to be careful because one thing about the game that it doesn't do is that when enemies move close to you, it doesn't like focus the camera on that. Other games that I'm used to does it, not Age of Wonders, unfortunately, right now in this state. There's some lava hot. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to excavate this side over here. And then I'm going to have my army attack. Now, what you'll notice is that, hold on, let me move this guy right here. I'm going to prospect first. Ooh, look at that. We found a Ring of Endurance. So this is an item. It gives +2 status resistance. So once again, this will decrease the chance of enemies applying, say, poison, burning, electrified on my hero. So I'm going to go equip that ring, as you can see here. One thing I would like to see, I feel like armors and helmets don't really show up. Boots don't show up really on your heroes. Weapons will, rings won't, any special things that they equip won't. Only mounts and weapons appear. Anyways, as you can see here, when I put my cursor on this enemy stack here, it shows me, it lights up the banner to my scout, meaning that any nearby allies are going to join in on this battle. which is good. We're probably going to need it. There's also something special about this battlefield. Arcanium Tremors. Every 2 turns, all non-floating, non-flying units suffer 20 physical damage. So we want to finish this combat as soon as we can. This actually might be a little bit too risky. But usually the computer is gracious enough to run straight in my face. So let's go here. We're going to rush. We're going to rush them as best we can. Let's see. Archers right here. Here. Oh, and that's the additional unit that I have there. So let's move them closer too. Okay, turn done. Here they come. Okay. Ooh, they're not really coming to me. Let's see. Is there a better? Let's see. I'm gonna move a little bit over here. There we go. I'll move right like that. I'll move my archers a little closer. Shoot them a little bit. 70% chance. They missed again. That's some really bad percentages I'm getting. I'm going to move here, move here, move here, move here. And then I'm going to buff maybe my hero, because I imagine the polemen are going to attack those guys. I'm going to start casting some spells too. I'm going to start buffing my team. Okay, so that we do more damage. And probably the next turn I'm probably going to have to heal my hero a bit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So those guys are attacking my sides, not great. I'm going to speed up combat a little bit, because I know what's going to happen. There's going to attack there. Come on guys, come down. Yep, there we go. Bunch up nicely. There we go. So let's do our webbing. Let's see what we can do. There we go. As you can see, we're going to hit all 4 guys right over here. Beautiful. Look how much damage it does. Let's do it again. Looks like the front lines are going to crumble in a moment. And if my hero does it too... Beautiful. Where's my archers? Archers only have a 50% chance to hit these guys. Not great. Very good. Let's heal my guy. Heal him up. Okay. And then I'm gonna have my... I'm gonna bring this guy here, and I'm gonna taunt. Good, he's taunted, so he'll actually attack these guys next. And I think all my other units have... Let's see, I can actually move out of the spot without getting... so if I didn't taunt him, and this guy moved, he would have had an attack of opportunity by these guys. So only 50% chance to hit, still pretty bad. Yeah, grazed. Okay. So they're going to attack those guys. But they're doing very little damage. They have low morale, so they're fumbling. Their attack's doing very little damage. Very good. Morale's very low. I'm going to have my archer shoot. 90% chance to kill it. Yep. There we go. Victory. Took some hits, but that's okay. My hero gained another level, so let's take a look at my hero. I am once again going to focus on support type of things. So we can do strength training. So while army leader, the hero, all non-hero units gain 10% damage. So that's really good. Or I can decrease upkeep, or I can give them defensive training, meaning that they get +1 defense and resistance. We can get defensive training. I think I'm going to go with strength training, so that they just do more damage. There we go. So that is that. That guy ran out of action points. You're out of action points. This guy over here. Here's my new scout. I'm going to check, see if there's any... Oh, see, there's a waterway over there. Okay. Next turn, I'll have him disembark. There you go. Turn done. Okay, so we're going to get into the water. And as you can see, there's some pathway over there. So we'll have him go over there. Nothing over here, nothing over here. I'm going to have him go into the water over there. Okay, my guy, I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to have him excavate this spot right here. Great. And this guy over here. What's over here? Still no entrance to the surface, which is really weird. I've never encountered that in all of my gameplays underground, starting underground so far. So we learned the Spawnkin minor race transformation. We're going to research something new. We're going to learn Blaze of the Horde. It's a spell that I don't really understand very well, but basically it does damage to the target and adjacent units. So we're going to do that. So now we can actually cast a spell. We can transform our race, basically buffing them. Primarily buffing them. So it's going to cost 150 mana, 150 world casting points. So it's going to take 4 turns for it to activate. So let's close that. It'll start prepping that. And are we able to talk to these guys yet? No, we cannot make peace. As you can see, it's going to cost 160 gold to make peace, but it's going to take 2 turns for us to be able to do that. There we go. My guy. Oh, there's some more birds over here. Let's see, that's interesting. Spirit Hawk, you got a scout, which is who cares, and 2 skirmishers. So let's go. Okay, so that's that. This unit, let's take a look over here. As you can see, there are some water units. We got Krakens, we got, what's it called, Nemus. I'm not really sure what those things are. We'll go around the corner. Oh, look at that. I can't go over there yet, so we won't. I don't know if I can actually go around it. But you know what I can do? I can excavate, so I'll do that right now. Next unit. Oh, so as you can see, we excavated this part, but now there's this aggressive unit, and it is 3 bone wyverns. So we don't want that. So we're gonna run the heck away. But the thing is that's special about my units, my scouts, is that they have universal camouflage. So as long as I'm not right next to those or adjacent to those units, they shouldn't be able to see me. I'm going to go excavate this part right here too. Let's see, next unit, I'm going to go over here. Let's see if there's anything around this corner. Can I go this far? Yeah, I can. Ooh, look at this. Interesting. So that's an ancient wonder. Once again, that's one of those locations where there's some sort of event. Usually you have to fight, and then if you annex this place, you're going to get 5 Imperium income, 20 research income, and you'll lose 5 stability. And then you get other things like I will be able to deploy units from this location. I can also be able to recruit brewer ogres and butcher ogres. So pretty cool. So that's that. I think we're all done here. Independence. Okay, so Duke Porthos Shepherd of Triway laments your ongoing war. Alcides Spiderfang, he says, I've seen the folly of our war. Please, O First Protector, would you consider a truce? Hasn't enough blood been spilled over this realm? So he requests us to consider peace. So instead of having to pay 160 gold, it's going to be free now. Or I can say no, but this whole build is about making friends. So yeah, that's right. Save me some time. And now I'm going to give a Whispering Stone. So I'm going to give one of my 2 Whispering Stones to this guy. And over time, I'm going to get better and better relations. So once I get to Pact of Cooperation, we will be able to trade. And once we get to, actually here, we'll be able to trade. And then over here, we'll be able to gain vassalage. So we can incorporate them into our country, I guess, or whatever, or other things. So nothing here. Let's move out. I'm going to go scout. Okay, he can't go any further. I'm going to scout prospect this spot right here. More gold. Very nice. This one, so that guy's already there. We're gonna go fight this group, I guess. Oh, low spirits. Your troops engage the Spirit Hawk and other ethereal entities, but instead of responding, they simply wait, looking confused. Expressions of despair and turmoil wash over the features of the shimmering beings. Rather than displaying hostility, they seem helpless and bewildered by some unseen plight. So we can attack, gaining 5 evil alignment, grant them mercy, so let them go, and gain 5 alignment. Or we can transport them to the astral sea in exchange for eldritch secrets. So we lose mana, a good chunk of our mana, basically half, but then we receive a ton of knowledge, which will instantly complete the Blaze of the Horde spell. So that's an interesting thing. I don't foresee myself using a lot of mana right now, so I'm gonna go do this one, transport them, and I will gain some mana. Oh, sorry, gain some research. So that's complete. And now the question is, where can I go? I'm a little afraid of this, but let's move my team over this way. Okay, so now this guy's done. Oh, wait a sec. Is that 2 bone wyverns that I... What happened to it? No, okay. So bone wyverns just went really far. Okay. So here's the boat. Let's see, where can we go? Which way should we go? I see something over here we can pick up. That, I think, will give us knowledge. Let's head over there. Free pickup, or is there a unit over there? Ooh, lots of place to prospect. I like it. Blaze of the Horde spell has been completed. Now we do some more arcane research. I think I'm going to go for... I'm going to go for the Enchanted Crow companion. This is an enchantment that affects all of the units in your army and in the future. So if you unlock or if you recruit more, say, scout units, it'll automatically have this enchantment on them, meaning that the cost for upkeep will increase. So I'm going to do this. Only take 1 turn. Strong Wall can annex another location. So where are we going to annex? Do we want the extra money? Do we want... So this one has an iron deposit. I might do that. Or farm, so that we can grow a little faster. I'm actually going to go with the pure production, because as you can see, I got 40, 30, 21. So I want to be able to produce things a little faster. So new empire development items have opened up. So when I give Whispering Stones, I will get 10 plus 10 knowledge, which is amazing. So I'm going to take that. That has increased my knowledge by 10. Let's see. I can do this one as well. Unit tier 1 or tier 1 units cost 30% less upkeep, meaning that it'll cost me less money. So I'm going to do that as well. 75 to 89. Perfect. And I think we're good right now. We'll do a few more turns before we end this video here today. Let's see. I thought I saw another thing over here. Yeah. Let's go right here so that we can prospect and excavate. We found the Wand of Blizzards. So this is something my hero can equip. And it is a 6-tile, 24 damage spell. It does it in a 1 hex AoE, and there is a 90% chance they'll get slowed. A really amazing thing. So now I got two AoEs for this guy. I can do the web once every 3 turns, and then I can do this once every 2 turns, which is pretty amazing. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to have them excavate this one right here, and then my hero, we're going to move it over, see if we can defeat those wyverns. I don't think we can. Oh, hey, there's something over here. A mix of NPCs. We'll do that. Oh, can you excavate? No, you can't. Units. Let's move my scouts over. Oh, I gotta be careful. The wyvern should not be able to see me. And then over here, we'll go pick up that. That was some, what's it called? Research stuff. I'm going to go across right here. We're going to prospect, get more production. We are going to excavate. So we got our Enchanted Crow companion. And now we finally finished the first tome of magic. So I believe once you research 3 or 4 items, you unlock the next tome. So these are all tier 1 tomes. You need to research 2 tier 1 tomes to start researching tier 2 tomes. So for this build, I have been selecting Tome of Beasts as my second tome, primarily for this minor race transformation. You can have unlimited minor race transformations. You can only have 1 major race transformation. What this does is that this gives animal and cavalry units in your entire armies 10% additional damage and 10% crit chance. And scout units count as cavalry, so that's why we go for this one. It also has other things like this is a buff spell, giving them more defense and more strength. We got Wild Speakers, which is a unit you'll unlock that can conjure animals, and it has ways to give animals better damage. Basically, more units on the field type of thing. So I'm going to select that. And then let's see what the randomness is. I think it was Animal Kinship, right? This was exactly what we wanted. Only 2 turns. Perfect. So we finished the mill. Let's see, what can we do next? I think I might do this next, the Town Hall. The Town Hall, upgrading from 1 to 2, we can annex things 1 tile further. We get 10 gold income, very important. We can start making special province improvements. And it'll unlock some more things like taverns, tier 2 base race units, so we could get those support units, which I don't care about. But more importantly, the halberdiers. So those are the pole arm units. I'm gonna go do that. Okay. And now you can see my little shorties. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoa, look at those wyverns. Those wyverns are beelining to us. Okay, I'm gonna go move my guys a little closer. Okay, before I do anything, I'm going to cast my minor race transformation. So as you can see, I'm going to transform them, and this will increase the number of units in the formation, make them smaller, but they'll do more damage. Take a look. The little tiny guys now. It's a little funny, it looks a little weird, but they will do 20% more damage. So let's do that, and let's do it. Let's fight. Let's see if we can do this. So these wyverns are dragons. They are fighting units, and they can do some blight damage. So let's do it. I brought that scout unit close so that they can participate, get that extra web DPS going. So I gotta be careful now though, because they're just gonna fly over my team. Right? They're just gonna fly over my team and deal damage to me. So I think I might do this. Okay, and I'll put my scout steel shaper maybe here. It doesn't really matter. Archers here, you over here, my other scouts right over here. I think that might be a little bit too far out. Make them face the right way. Because if you attack a guy from the back tiles, or the back tiles, like say right here, so if they're facing this way and you attack from there, that's called flanking. So when you flank an enemy, they get no retaliation on you, and I believe you do 25% more damage. I think if you have a special trait. So yeah, we'll do that, and we will wait. Bring it. Let's see what these guys... Oh, they're getting close. Uh-oh, that's not good. They're gonna fly over me. No, they do not have enough movement to go over me. Okay, so I'm gonna shield wall. Oh, hey. Let's see, can I do this? Oh, I can start hitting them. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cast the blizzard spell first. So what you can do is you go always select your enemy. You look, okay, they have 4 physical defense, 3 resistance defense, and they are weak to fire and spirit, but they do have better resistance to blight and frost. That kind of makes sense if you think about D&D wise. What are bone dragons strong to? They're strong to frost. That kind of makes sense. That actually doesn't make sense. And blight, but so maybe if you think undead are weak to fire and spirit, you know, like light. So That's good to know. Let's cancel that out. So I'm just going to cast this spell here. There we go. They're all slow, so they guaranteed will not be able to hit me. Let's see what spells I got. Got the new Blaze of the Horde spell. It'll do actually quite good damage. I'm gonna cast that spell. Great damage. Okay, great. We'll end the turn. Actually, can my archers shoot? No, they can't. Here they come. Okay. I was just speeding up time just for... There we go. Okay. So now, let's see what we can do. Web them up. Underoos. Okay, and... There we go. Look at that. 2 volleys of the spider webs. Takes down all the wyverns. Okay, more experience for everyone. There we go. Well done. And we can go fight this guy. But actually, you know, I think I'm going to end the episode right here. I hope this gives you guys a good you know, idea of what Age of Wonders is like, how you can build realms, you can build your faction to play the way you like, or just to do totally wacky things. You know, it shows you how combat works, hopefully. I think I gave you guys a good idea of how combat works, and kind of like the little bit of the base management. Not really like a... This wasn't really like a beginner's guide, more like just, you know, just a slow way of introducing the game to you. Let me know in the comments whether you liked this video or not, and whether you'd like to see me keep going. Otherwise, you'll see me probably doing a little bit more Diablo stuff, a little bit more gameplay of other games. Thanks for joining me today. Check out the rest of my channel for other videos on Age of Wonders 4, video games, board games, and other fun things. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Ugh.